So if we did a SWOT analysis around QBRs in general, what are the strengths of a QBR process?
Um,
Or a cybersecurity risk assessment process, right? Your review process.
I think if you can in a strength is if you can convey your message, that's huge. If we can get the other party, get the client to understand, and then once you've got their buy-in, that makes a big difference, because there's a lot of times when we aren't able to meet with clients for QBRs, or they don't feel they are helpful, and we look at clients that meet with us on a more regular basis, and we do our reviews, whatever they may be, quarterly reviews or security reviews. But we tend to have better relationships with those clients, and they feel that we provide a better value when at least we're meeting with them more often. And for me, I think the QBR process, it cements that relationship and makes sure that that you're in that you're in touch with your client's needs at all times.
So you kind of touched on it, because I was going to ask is sort of what are the weaknesses of a bad process, or maybe one that your clients don't believe in?
Yeah, I mean, we've done them, so I know what a bad one looks like, but it's just not being able to convey your message, not being consistent, in your reporting. We have a baseline, then we've done comparisons since then, so it's created a system that we didn't have. So that was probably the biggest weakness in our process, is just we did not have the systems, and we did not have a process. When I do a cybersecurity review now, it's literally a new project inside of our PSA, and it's loaded from a template, and step 1 through step 30 are in there and defined clearly and assigned to the right person, and it just makes the entire process a really easy process to work with, versus what we had before, which was very, very much ad hoc.
Well, and manual, because you and I have talked about it before, right? So it's interesting how where IT business owners are very interested in automating things for their clients, and yet the business review, cybersecurity risk reviews, conversations have been manual or ad hoc. So creating the process is, I think, key there. So what's the biggest opportunities you see in doing these cybersecurity reviews?
In utilizing Lifecycle Insights, it's created a lot of opportunities for us. Before, I'd have a Word document that had a list of all their potential projects or things that we had talked about, or they were in meeting notes or meeting recaps, and all that. They were kind of all over the place. Now we put all of those projects, all of those ideas, business changes, things, anything that is impactful to the business, or potentially impactful to the business, we put it all into Lifecycle Insights, and then each time we're coming back to do the next assessment or the next review, then we review it and we make sure we made progress and all of that. So it's nice, with us using some of the newer tools, including Lifecycle Insights. It's just made the process a lot better, and it's created a lot more opportunities, because we're looking at a lot of those things over and over again and going, well, I thought we were going to do that in Q1. Oh, we didn't get to it in Q1. Let's do it in Q2. And it just keeps everything on our radar.
Little more accountability. So if you were giving advice to another MSP, what's the threat of not doing these types of business reviews or conversations with your clients?
I think somebody else will come in and have that kind of influence over your existing clients, because I know if we're meeting with our clients, the ones that we're meeting with are generally more happy. They're generally more, at least that's what they tell us, is every time we meet with them, that I do my temperature check and go, hey, how are we doing? Score 1 to 3, 3 being the best, one being crappy. What can I do? And then we have these conversations. I've yet to have, a conversation when I'm meeting with them on a regular basis where they're like, well, we haven't been happy, versus when I meet with them every 6 months or, a year, there may be lingering issues that didn't get addressed or did not get the proper attention that it needed. So there's definitely threats. I was not a big fan of doing these doing these reviews, and partly it was because it was taking so long to do them. But right now, if a client told me they wanted to schedule one for tomorrow, as long as I had an hour and a half between now and tomorrow, I can get it done.
That's perfect. I was director of customer success for a large organization, and I always said to my team that silence is deadly in terms of conversations with clients. So I think having the conversation is critical because then you really do have a temperature check, and you're not surprised when you get to the business review and ask them for their version of it, right? Because you've been in conversations with them.
Yeah. Or I'm having conversations in these reviews. I'm having conversations with, at least one executive owner, because they're generally, I'm scoring their environment, and I tell them, I want these folks involved because they're the ones that make those decisions. So, the conversation, it just needs to be, it needs to be had with the right people as well. You can't just do a review with the IT admin and tell them that their world is on fire, and they may not do anything about it, versus a CFO may have different priorities for some of that. And we've noticed that in the past, so we ask for specific people to be in these.
Yeah, I think, well, and I think if you are that strategic partner, they have no problem showing up because you're showing the value right there.
Yeah.
For sure.